likes.
There are 4 likes.
There are 4 likes. Ah!
Hello, folks. Welcome to Boat Wreck. Today I'm here with Starfleet Boy, and we're going to be doing our little commentary on Star Trek Discovery,
That's
Season
right.
1, Episode 5, Choose Your Pain.
Choose your pain.
Of course, this is the introduction of Harry Mudd. All right.
Oh yeah, it is the introduction of Harold Mudd. Hi, Blue Spark. I like this episode if I remember correctly. I don't remember what I thought of it when it came out. So
This
I think I
is
liked it.
one of my favorite episodes that
Oh,
I
cool.
remember, but I haven't seen it in a while. So let's see if it's still good.
If it's so good, yeah.
All right, we're gonna cue it up right about now. If y'all want to do that with us, I'm at the 0 mark. You're ready, Starfleet Boy?
I am. Excuse me. That was awful. I am ready.
I am ready as well. Okay, I'm gonna count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play.
Playing. Oh, I'm like 3 seconds behind. It took 3 seconds to start. It's all right.
I'm at Lorca. Oh wait, hold on. I'm at Lorca's talking about. Okay, it's Stamets now, and now it's the tardigrade looking. And now, okay, never mind. It's
Yeah,
going by too fast.
I'm at 24, 25, 26, 27, 28,
Oh,
29,
okay.
30, 31, 32, 33 seconds. There. Gives everyone a
Laurel,
relative time.
Laurel and Volk are talking now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just 3 seconds behind you exactly. Ich schnack, ich schnack, oh. Sorry. I like these recaps actually. They're really good.
So the episode is starting right now on my end.
Now it just started for me too.
Okay,
All right.
I
I
I just paused it for a second.
oh, okay. I
We're,
like this kind of effect where there's it's called tilt shift, I think, the photography technique. They use a tilt shift lens and it makes like one kind of area super focused. They use it to make actual imagery look like miniatures. Oh, and the scream, I remember the scream being awesome. I'm getting chills for some reason. It sounds so much better in your headphones, I've noticed. Oh, there it is. PJ, have you ever screamed
wow,
like this?
her Saniqua always has to make these like really emotional faces like, of pain and joy. She's like
I think yeah,
she really amps it up. Some people have claimed she overacts. I think that's just her character.
if she is an overactor, I love it because I love William Shatner, and I think every like Star Trek should have someone like that. I don't think he overacts, by the way, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah. I, am I hearing your
you shouldn't
um
be. Hold on, I'm gonna turn mine down. Tell me if you stop hearing it.
oh, never mind, never mind.
Let me run some tests. By the way, the new Paramount interface is way better than the. They changed the interface a little bit. It's like it's made for watch long. Geeks here. They do sound really good on Apple Apple headphones. See, they were talking about duplicating the spore drive, but they've never been able to figure it out, huh?
Yeah, I'm having a problem with my headphones. I'm just gonna have to mute and just change them over.
Okay. I'll give another timestamp out when you're ready. But in the meantime, audience, we're on the scene with Cornwall and Lorca and a bunch of other captains or admirals. They're admirals. They're sidelining Discovery. Geek and Ryu, I haven't watched The Mandalorian on them, but the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, awesome audio mixing. PJ, I don't know if you're able to talk, but what do you think of Tilly's haircut and Burnham's haircut? It's so interesting. From what they've got now, it's weird to see these earlier haircuts and hairstyles. Tilly's great. I'm out of sorts. I'm preoccupied.
All right, timestamp.
Timestamping. All right, hold on. I'm at 4 minutes 59, 5 minutes, 5 minutes 2, 5 minutes 3, 5 minutes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Okay.
9. Ooh, oof, the eye.
Yeah. Yeah,
Start.
that's we
Turn
never
it
knew what
down.
that was about at first.
Yeah, they got us. They got me good. We just did the Mirror Mirror episode actually today for the original series. It was really cool to watch it after all the other Mirror. I haven't watched the DS9 ones in a long time, but it was cool. PJ, what's your favorite of the Mirror episodes?
Of this season?
Just all the Star Trek Mirror episodes.
Oh god. It might be Despite Yourself in this season.
In this season? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, aside from, Mirror Mirror. I mean, I think Mirror Mirror is like
It has to be
the
kind of the definitive one, right?
I really like Admiral Cornflakes.
Me too. I'm your friend, PJ. I'm Admiral Cornflakes. I was starting to warm up to Lorca. I am also in our rewatch. Like, I appreciate Jason Isaac's performance a lot more now. It's grown on me more. I liked it before, but I feel it. I see a lot of his. Oh, here's the famous D7 that I cared so much about and was so angry about, and now I don't care.
Yeah, it's like a D nothing.
It's a D nothing. But I was so mad. I was like, that's not a fucking D7. What the fuck?
The problem with that particular shot right there, it's like it's so whatever. You can't really tell what it is really.
It's true. How iconic would it have been though if it were the one that they later create in for season 2? It would have been epic that shot.
That's the kind of stuff, the mature stuff with the guy getting like stabbed brutally. They were kind of talking about before the show came out. It's like this is going to be mature rated, Klingon breasts and all,
Nipples and everything. Do 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 do. Boom boom. There's something like that reminds me of the Hans Zimmer or whoever does it, this Man of Steel in that beginning part.
Yeah.
They don't use this communicator that they just showed, do they? I don't. It's a little different, I think, on Discovery. It's more like the Cage version, I think.
Women's hair in Star Trek is always a weird thing once you notice how it changes as time goes. Interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I feel like the men don't really change their hairstyles too much. I'm always changing my hairstyle. I can do it really easily because I have a wig.
Yeah, my hair right now is. It's a nice.
Oh, we're showing ourselves. Cool. Here, let me
No,
show
no,
this.
I was just for a second.
Show. Choose your pain.
Show yourself.
That guy's never come back, right? And that guy too. He disappeared. That was like the. These
Yeah,
guys are.
I was just wondering, like, who are those guys?
Yeah, we'll never know. We'll never know who they are. They do have names. I remember looking it up or something. Look, it's Owo. Early Owo.
Remember when nobody really knew, either didn't know her name or didn't know how to say her name? It was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Well, because
Woshikan,
look,
oh, Wishikan.
because Doug Jones just said it weird. Owo Shaykhun. He says like
Yeah,
everyone people
and
didn't
Lorca says
figure
it
out.
different too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lor-
Owo
yeah, he says, yeah, like that.
Owo Owo is what Pike says. I like Owo. It's a good nickname.
Everything Pike says is good.
It's so true. I can't wait till we're in season 2. Oh my, do you have
Anson
any?
Mount being cast as a Pike is one of the few times where like I really wanted someone to play that part and they were cast. Another
Oh,
example
cool.
another example is I always wanted Arnold Schwarzenegger to play Mr. Freeze. And then when he was
Really?
oh yeah, when I was a
That's
little kid,
amazing.
I said he was always like the guy. I was like he would be perfect because Mr. Freeze was always the guy with an accent, and I figured like he would be a really cool Mr. Freeze. Turns out I was dead wrong. But anyway,
That's funny.
yeah,
He was. I think he was. He was all right.
is this the part where he this it is computer
Oh
list
yeah.
Starfleet's most decorated captains working. Robert April, Jonathan Archer, Matthew Decker, Philippa Giorgio, Christopher Pike.
Good list there.
Self-sacrifice, intelligence, tactical brilliance, compassion. I don't like the computer voice in this show.
Intelligence. It should be like. I wish. Like, why does it change later to be so like clunky?
Well, that's something you could, you know,
What? How could you retcon that one? Come on.
you can. That's something that's reasonably retconnable.
People just like the way Kirk just likes it to sound old school.
How are you today, dear?
Oh yeah, it does do that. It talked normal actually during that time. Oh, good, good, PJ. There's something there.
Oh,
Here he
here's
is.
Harry Mudd.
Yep.
A lot of people. I don't know if a lot of people, but they're like, this is not the same Harry Mudd as TOS. I appreciate that they don't try to copy the I don't know, the campiness or the goofiness of the original. Like he's like, oh, Captain, and here are my women. I like that they don't do that
He
in
does.
this.
He does. I mean, so
He
I think
yes,
Rainn Wilson is a stunt cast, and I love it. I love it. I had some. I had, I definitely like my logical brain had the same like that same question of like, how does this man become that man, right?
yeah. I don't care about that though. You know what I mean? Like he's a
Yeah.
minor character, but he does have those inflections or that kind of like la di da or clever way of speaking. You can tell that Rainn Wilson's version, you know, he's like a con man, so you can see it. I don't
Yeah.
I don't I don't see him as like so different to Harry Mudd that I can't reconcile the two. I think it's just one actor versus another. And yes, this Harry Mudd is written differently. It's
I
updated.
think I think of TOS as like, you know, I don't pretend it's not a product of its time, in other words. So like it, yeah, ultimately it's all okay. And then there's that like fun in world explanation that like TOS is actually what we see as TOS were actually like dramatizations of Kirk's actual adventures, but everything actually looked more like the motion picture. So it would look like Discovery, because Discovery really lines up well with Star Trek the motion picture in its aesthetic, if you ask me. Um, that's it. That was Shazad Latif. My mom has a huge crush on him.
Shazad Latif, isn't he a bit of a butterface?
What's a butterface?
Everything butterface. No,
Shazad Latif, really? I think he's super
no.
hot.
I'm joking.
That's funny. I
He's
like that expression though,
he, he's
butterface.
he's a reasonably okay looking guy, I guess. I think Rainn Wilson is the hunk in this group. I'm
No,
joking.
it's Jason Isaacs is the hottest in this group. Even hotter than Shazad Latif, I'll agree. Oh, and here's
By
the
the way,
hottest guy in the show. We're talking
my
about this.
so called life I think is on Disney Plus now.
Shut up!
Well,
What?
it's on the Canadian Star version. It might be on the you know, you have Hulu
Oh,
on
I have
yours.
Hulu. Yeah, I have to check on Hulu.
But
Damn,
he he's so young in that show. It's
I know. Ricky.
Ricky. Yeah. My sister watched it and then I got into it and then like I completely forgot about it.
Both Anthony Rapp and Wilson Cruz have been in Rent. Anthony Rapp was part of the original cast, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's that musical where it's like 10,000,
Yeah,
2,500,
that one.
6,000,000 hours.
That's exactly 521,600 minutes.
Okay.
How do you measure a year in a life?
Have you
I can't
seen
remember
Team America World Police?
that. Yes, I have.
They
I
make
actually.
they make fun of that, and it's like really hardcore. Making yeah, it's harsh. Yeah, but that's their nature, I guess.
He's such an asshole in this first half of the season. Stamets. Look at him. Look at the expressions. Even it's
I
like
never,
bitch.
you know what? I never started liking him until
He
episode
got
seven.
wonky.
Episode seven when
He tardigrades. He gets he gets the tardigrade injection.
no. It's I don't. Well, I don't know. I'm talking about the time loop one, and
Yeah, that's
he has that moment with Burnham, and you're like,
where they
holy shit,
dance.
he's not such a
Yeah.
bad guy after all. Well, you
I
know he's not a bad guy, but he's just like he's you know it's showing him as like not as prickly as they've
yeah.
been showing him.
I like Stamets because I work with a guy who's almost an exact like like Stamets, exactly like Stamets. In fact, if he hears this, he'll know I'm like talking about him, because it's like you can't mistake the two.
So
And
if you hang around near him, he's like, "What are you doing, lurker?"
I'll just say this: like, if you make a mistake, there's not a lot of sympathy for you. So,
Ah,
and he never seems to make a mistake. So kudos to him. He seems to be super legit. I'm a little bit less. I'm a little bit more like Tilly in real life.
um, I believe it was me and father and a few other people, or like a lot of people maybe, who when this episode aired, they were all like, "That's Vogue."
Yes.
Like people caught on pretty early, but they still, you know, they weren't sure. And so what I did was I took an image of Shazad Latif not from the show, but like a promotional, like a publicity photo, I guess. And it was the only picture I could find at the exact angle of the character of Volk. I mean, like the way their heads tilted and just the right angle, right? And I did a crossfade, and the proportions of Volk, like the position of his eyes, his nostrils, his mouth, and like just his facial dimensions, it was like taking away the prosthetic makeup, and there was Shazad Latif, and my video kind of like proved
Proved it.
it,
Put
and
in
it's
the
got.
link in the description of this because I'd like to see it. By the way, that bug is super cute. But go on. Sorry.
Now, I mean, a lot of people knew it anyway, or like suspected, but there was an actor named Javed Iqbal
That's
who
right.
some people thought it was, and it wasn't him.
Actually,
And
the Javed Iqbal was a creation.
yeah,
It wasn't even a real person, and it's interesting. That was interesting. I forgot. There's a story behind that Javed Iqbal name too, like a relative of Shazad Latif's or
I
something
think it
like
was his
that.
father, maybe.
Was it his father? Maybe. Yeah,
I
something like
heard
that.
something like that. Yeah. So I didn't like the Klingons the way they were in the show, but this is one of the reasons why I like this episode is because they act like Klingons. You know what I mean? Like they're very
Also,
brutal.
I remember specifically. I kind of remember being satisfied with those the ones that just passed the guard ones. I was
Yeah,
like, that feels more the aesthetic that I am used to Klingons being. Other than the TOS aesthetic, which is totally different. But you know what I mean.
and they do make a point to show different races of Klingon.
Hmm. Oh, Geek in Review says it was obvious as his name was in the opening credits from episode one. Yeah, there was some people saying that too. Tyler didn't show up for a few after, and then uh, I think Javed Iqbal was his granddad. It's possible. I remember there was some touching story. It was a cool story.
Oh my god, is this the moment? Is this the big moment in Star Trek history that we're about to witness?
All right, I'm pulling up my volume here.
You should put your
He's like,
caption. Do you have your captions on?
I do,
Okay.
but they don't work well. I don't know why.
This kind of jargon, I really like. I don't know, for some reason, like this conversation between three of them. This is so fucking cool. There you go.
Oh yeah, the first is that the first F bomb
That is the first F word ever uttered
in Star Trek.
in Star
That's
Trek.
crazy.
And then,
Look at this D5 that I loved so much, that I hated so much when it
mm,
came out.
I love how Laurel in the second season suddenly loses half of the back of her head.
I do too. It's fine. It shows
They
the show is like willing to evolve to be
you,
something, like more Star Trek-y, whatever that means, right? Like who decides what Star Trek is?
but you know what bothered me about how they approached the redesign in season 2? Not a complete redesign, but like a toning down of the Klingons and giving them hair and whatnot. Is that they actually spoke to the fans, and I can back this up, like they were complete fucking morons. I'm not even joking. I remember them saying, yeah, it was the plan the whole time was that season 1 you're not going to have any hair and because of the war, which is complete fucking utter bullshit anyway. Sorry, my language, but they they were like pandering and saying, well, no, this is the plan. They couldn't just fucking man up. And I'm sorry, I associated a gender thing with a
I
thing.
love how you're trying to like be like
Politically
upset
correct.
nice. You're just like too nice. You're like, yeah, fuck you. You guys, you couldn't just be. Oh, I shouldn't have said man.
No, but they just couldn't tell people. You know what? We're gonna do a little slight redesign
I don't
because
trust. I don't
they
trust
could.
any of
They were so
those.
fucking afraid to admit their mistake that they had
JJ
that they had
Abrams.
to talk down to their audience.
I feel like this is something like JJ Abrams is at fault for. He started this whole thing of like lying to the public about like
I
things,
I
and
hate I hate that. Also, of course, my whole issue with Tamara Devereaux and
I know, but
going out of her. I just need to explain for people who don't know, going out of her way to say, I wish I could have designed the Enterprise for season 2. I just never got that chance. Nobody even asked her about it. I'm pretty sure, and she just
I don't.
brought it up. And it's like you're going out of your way to lie to, yes, surprise the audience, but there's no need.
I think it's.
It's
I think it's.
deceptive and it's foolish.
I think it lands poorly, but I think it was honestly
Well intentioned, I get that.
and also a joke. Like at the end of the day, like because when it is revealed, you realize, oh, so and so was lying about it. Ha ha ha. They have
Yeah,
to.
ha ha ha.
Well, no,
Yeah.
because they like
They
that's the only
don't
part.
actually. They don't have
They
to.
don't have to say anything. I know, but
They don't
like
have to bring it up.
but like it's fun. I don't know. I would do something like that. I think maybe not anymore after seeing how the backlash was over it when they did it, but like I get where it was coming from. That didn't bother me as much. I think it did bother me though that like I don't know about the thing that you were talking about 100%. I don't remember that too much about the Klingons and talking down. I didn't get that
No,
vibe, but
they were telling people that the reason. Oh, I gave you an order. Oh, this is really intense. Hold on.
mhm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a good part.
Everyone's kind of like taken aback.
How dare you treat me like one of your xenoanthropologic
Look,
whatever.
Burnham's not even looking at his face in that moment. That's cool because he's so tall. She's
Yeah.
just like looking at his chest. This was a good call out.
This is one of Doug Jones' best moments in the show.
Mhm.
Actually, I really like this.
Oh, he
No,
like plunged the knife right into the gut with that
yeah,
one. And he's like basically like reminding her, "Oh, Giorgio died because of you."
yeah.
That was cold. That was good stuff. Good writing. Good acting.
But just to go back to the whole thing, it's insulting the intelligence of your audience when you tell them the reason they were bald in the first season was because they shaved their heads for war. Anybody with half a brain cell in their head knew that that was complete and utter a lie. I mean, that a lot of people knew that it was a mandate by either, I think it was Fuller, that they be bald. He wanted to redesign them that way, or whatever, however the decision was made. And then
Yeah.
they had to go back on it because of the backlash. And instead of just saying, you know what,
Ooh,
we're gonna change it and redesign it, they lied and said no, it was our intention the whole time to have them bald, and then and because they shaved their heads in times of war, and that was never a thing in canon ever. And people were like, well,
in
they just didn't.
canon.
And then no, they it's like what Klingons have been in war so many times in Trek,
Oh, I see
and
what you mean.
they've never had bald heads. So that was the
Yeah, yeah.
insulting part of it. I gotta get off that subject because that's it. Just reminds me of how like
But who was
just
it that did that?
just be honest with your audience.
Who
Oh,
was it that who was it that
who
like
was it that
said
said
all
it?
that stuff? Yeah.
Kurtzman said it one time. Neville Page.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
Um,
Okay. I still forgive them. I don't care. That
and
stuff doesn't bother me. I
it's
honestly
not.
don't care.
I know it's not like something I hold a grudge against. It's just when I think back on it,
Yeah.
It's just like, just be honest with your audience. Come on, guys. We're
They're
smarter
liars.
than that. We're
They're liars.
smarter
They
than
have
that.
to be. No, they're gonna do that, and I think it
Yeah,
wasn't meant.
they have to be complete and utter pricks. Yeah, I know. I'm joking. I'm joking.
True. No, they
Sorry.
do.
I'm
They do.
sorry.
It's part of when you become corporate. I know
Yeah.
because I've no. I'm just kidding. My corporate job is awesome.
Not my crew. You know,
I just think he.
I
I just
really
think
like
that
Lorca.
I was pissed. Like, yeah, I love him too. I would love to see what Prime Lorca is like. I will just say that like I think everything you said makes sense. Just it's better to just stay quiet. Like I think it's more fun if audiences don't have to like know too much about what goes on behind the
And
scenes.
and to give them credit, there's a Klingon played by Glenn Hedrick in season 2 that looks freaking awesome.
Yeah, he's one of the designers.
And it's, yeah, it's crazy how like the best looking Klingon in the whole show is only there for like 2 seconds. You could have made him a main character.
Sorry, I had to.
This is they don't they don't do this very often. The whole building up to the spinning.
Spinning, yeah.
They kind of just, it's not as dramatic in later episodes just because they don't want to keep repeating it. But the poor tardigrade.
I know you could, and it looks like he's like sore in the parts where they're poking him, like
Yeah,
he's getting red.
this is where he shrivels up, right?
Yeah, it's sad. It was so sad.
Yeah, that's that. I don't like that. That's just.
But it's good writing. I think it's great
Oh
because
no, no. I mean, I
you
don't mean I
know,
don't like the way it's done. You know, when animals suffer like that,
yeah.
and
But that's what I'm
Saru,
saying. It's the one convincing thing about this show is that tardigrade. I loved it.
and you know Saru's kind of indifference to the creature, understanding that it's suffering, I guess. It could have something to do with like where he's from and like being cattle basically himself. It's like, this is life, baby.
I read it as differently. I read it as like him making a choice to be this way, so the crew focus on him and not the suffering of the tardigrade because he's in a really tough spot.
Yeah. Saru's not quite as intense in a lot of other episodes as he is in this one.
Yeah, I agree.
Like in
This
terms
was
of
his
like
first.
in terms of command. And you know what's funny? His command style, you know, is morally questionable as it is to abuse the tardigrade. He's better here than he ever is later on when he's in command, except for maybe the first parts of season 3. But yeah,
Yeah, he's.
choose your pain.
I think I like him better in season 3 as captain. But yeah, he's good here. He's really good.
I gotta give it to them. You never know where their characters are gonna go. You're like,
Choose your pain.
is that where you're at now?
No, no, no. I said it late. I muted because I was blowing my nose.
Oh,
I fully support that. Choose me. Do burn. He's so relieved. It's so funny. Whoa. That's pretty freaking brutal there.
yeah.
Like, why
Jer-
does Laurel have such a huge crest on the back of her head? These guys are like practically like round headed. I guess that's what you're talking about, like the different Klingons, right?
it baffles me, some of the design choices of those
I think
Klingons.
they just really decided to well, without including Klingons from previous properties, I think they just decided to diversify Klingons, and I like it. I like that part of it. I like that intention, if you will.
Yeah, but when they do it so much that they look like another
They
species,
don't
it's
look
like
Klingon anymore. They look crustacean. They look like when Worf de-evolved into. Remember in that episode?
yeah.
They look that, like crustacean or perhaps aquatic, which Klingons don't look like later on.
I just got. You haven't seen the last of Hardcore Fenton Mud? You at that part?
Yeah,
It just happened.
it just happened right now. I'm a little bit behind you, but not too much. I don't know why it gets out of sync. You want me to read the timestamps? Oh, there's a good fight.
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah.
blasting dudes now.
It's funny because weren't they practicing? Oh, they practiced later, and it's similar types of combat, right? Like in a holodeck.
Yeah,
That's like in a future episode. This Lorca is really brave. Like Mira Lorca,
it's funny because like when you're watching it, not knowing that he's
that he's
Mira
Mira Lorca.
Lorca, you're like you kind of see him as a badass captain,
He is. He really is.
and then you're like, oh, he's is the only badass because he doesn't even seem like an evil Mirror Universe person, although you do get the reveal that he is a creep.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like he seems like he's genuinely, well, he has an agenda, but it seems like he takes joy in this kind of
Oof.
thing.
This is like crazy punching. Braxton's here. Braxton, whoa, are you lined up with us? I'm way behind. Oh, there's commercials on your version. Gotcha. No worries, no worries. I'll give you a timestamp if you want to skip ahead. Oh my god, Laurel's on fire. Her face. 35:19, 35:20. Oh, it won't matter with commercials. 30,
Uh,
35:24. Oh my god,
it's
Laurel.
funny that scar that she gets uh, is like barely visible in
Yeah, it's
season
true.
two,
I hated these I
which is
hated
good.
these. I
These
like the
things,
scene, but I hated the ships, yeah. And I think I still do. Like that crest doesn't make sense at all to me.
mm,
That like
yeah,
peacock thing. Like doesn't that create like a tremendous amount of drag when you're in an atmosphere? I don't know.
yeah. I don't know.
I know technology doesn't work that way in the future, but still it just bothers me. It's cool looking, but it just bothers me. That's Reese, right? I love Reese.
Yeah.
See the red alert is like the motion picture. That's my little headcanon connection to why the show looks the way it does.
Okay.
Because Gene Roddenberry in the book in Star Trek: The Motion Picture, the book, the adaptation says that what you saw in the '60s,
Yeah.
like what Star Trek is, those are dramatizations, and the real Star Trek looked like the aesthetic of the motion picture.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
that's how I let Discovery exist. Braxton, it's so
mm,
cool that you're watching along with us, though. And Geek and Review and Blue Spark. Whoa! Boom. Sean would say the effects are bad in Star Trek Discovery, and I used to be like, no, they're not. But now that I'm watching them and I've seen like better effects in later seasons, I have to admit season one's effects are a little lower quality, don't you think?
yeah, they are a little bit. I mean, this was still expensive as hell, though.
Yeah, the filming is great. I'm just saying, like the CGI
Well,
looks
yeah, that's what
better
I'm
to me
saying.
now. Yeah,
For the amount of money they spend on each episode, you expect almost film level
yeah,
VFX. And in this particular season, there are some good parts, but it's at that TV level. And then when you get into season two, they really ramp up the visual effects. The only problem is they ramp up the light flare and the
I didn't see many lens flares in this episode. It was like director by director. I feel like.
season one. I'll never complain about lens flares in season 1 ever again because season 2 is just like
Is it? I
all
can't remember.
it's
It's like
pure JJ in season 2, man.
I can't wait till we get to it to see that. Poor Stamets. But that was a
He
good. I was really. This is where I really love the character, because if you're willing to do that to save the tardigrade, that's like super hella Star Trek ideals, and good morals and all that good stuff that I like from Star Trek. Saru. This is a weird choice of look, he's laughing. That's funny. I didn't remember that. That's funny.
I think he was laughing because he's like, I finally did it. I
Connected to the mycelial network, which is his like
yeah,
life's work, right? Yeah.
he's just had like a mycelial orgasm.
Mycelial orgasm. I like that.
Man, these are, you know, the scene earlier with Saru and Burnham, the heated moment, and this right here. This is the kind of quality writing and acting in certain parts of the show that they don't always get right. And you get in the second season, and then you get moments with Burnham and Pike, and it's like, wow, what great chemistry these people have.
I actually like the way it's toned in this shot, where the uniforms look almost black. I wish the uniforms were actually black instead of blue. See how Saru's uniform looks black?
Yeah, this scene is very uh, just the palette of it. I mean, I don't know if the uniforms would look great if they were all black. It would look too much like Section 31. But
I
like, yes,
know.
the very dark kind of blue, I guess you see here,
Yeah,
works.
the navy. I guess it's navy
Yeah, the
blue.
navy. Yeah.
Oh, this is. I remember being touched by this, and also a little mad that Burnham would give it up. It was for her, but it's also touching, especially since Saru was pretty much a dick to her just earlier.
Well, Burnham is capable of great empathy.
I do like that they keep. They have kept um Captain Giorgio like a character somehow through all these like references and things like that. Like it's a pretty cool thing that that one character made such a big impression. Even with like when Emperor Giorgio came in, people were like, "I just want Captain Giorgio." Like everyone like really loved Captain Giorgio,
Mm.
and so they keep her alive throughout the whole series, all the way to season 3. She's still mentioned. You know what I mean? Like she's a huge part of the show.
Yeah, her legacy lives throughout the series.
This made me cry when I first saw it. I like this scene a lot. It was like very well done.
And another reason this episode kind of did it for me. This was the first episode of the season I think I really liked. And another reason is, they're helping Ripper, and you have like great Tilly moments, and you have great Saru and Burnham moments, and of course this
Yeah.
is a great Tilly and Burnham moment. And it's like, yes, do the right thing.
It's Tinkerbell. They just sprayed pixie dust on Tinkerbell, and she's gonna come back to life. The music's so good here. This is Jefferson Russo, such a good composer in my mind. There's so many places you can eject into space from the Discovery. It's funny. What is the point of that one?
Not
I
sure.
guess you could put on a suit and just go on the hull. I get that makes sense, like a maintenance. So pretty. Oof. You remember there was that whole crazy controversy about the video game with the tardigrade and how that turned out? That's a
Oh
strange
yeah,
story. Not too long to talk about, but
yeah.
you can look it up online, guys. I love that thing, the spinny thing. And I love this scene. I forgot about this scene with the them brushing. This is so intimate and beautiful. I love this scene. I want these props. They should make these props. I want that little medical scanner. It's awesome. By the way, I have that toothbrush. I have a better one now, but I used to have that toothbrush.
What do you mean?
That toothbrush they're using, it's a real toothbrush by an Italian company, and I had it before this episode aired. So when I saw this, I was like, they're using my toothbrush in the future.
And how does it work?
It's just like made. It's completely made of silicon, so it never you never have to replace the bristles, and it vibrates in a super high frequency, so it like basically cleans your teeth like using those vibrations. It's pretty cool. They don't have the vibration feature on because it probably makes too much noise, but that's my toothbrush. Was my toothbrush. They are
I,
so hot together. I love this couple.
kind of boring.
Yeah, but that's what I love about it. It's like not exploitative of homosexuality. It's just a boring couple who brush their fucking teeth together, who wear pajamas, who, have arguments. I love it. I love Stamets. I mean, of course it gets wild soon.
Ooh,
That, like, what was this? This never, what happened? This is scary as fuck. I forgot about this scene. Oh my
yeah, that
gosh.
was yeah, it's weird. Um,
What was that all about? It was a hint to the mirror universe, right? Like that's what it was. Super
I,
fucking
I,
funny.
I, people initially thought that, but I think it was more of a hint to
His madness, his
his
transcendence or
his
whatever.
transcendence, exactly,
Yeah. Yeah,
which
let's get it.
then leads 2 episodes later to him being aware of a time loop and stuff like that. And
True,
by the way,
true, true.
there is a great couples moment between two of them in that episode where
Yeah, it's true.
Culber's like, "My husband's a little crazy right now," or something. Wait, is that episode? I don't know. Culber's trying to like calm
Oh,
him down, and like
I can't remember, but probably.
he's being really enthusiastic and like loving and stuff, and yeah. So that was it.
Thank you, Blue Spark. I love doing these with PJ. I'm pretty sure we're gonna finish the whole fucking Discovery, so just keep an eye out for them. Saturday nights are good, by the way. I like this slot. I don't know if you like this slot, but they say
I
you have to
think
do things at a regular time for audiences.
yeah, this could work. Yeah, every week.
Saturday night's all right for fighting.
We
Saturday night's all right.
we could do it all the way until the series finale after after season 4.
That's what. Oh my
Because
god.
they're gonna have so many other shows. It's like, yeah, we gotta move on from Discovery now.
No, no, come on.
maybe
Geek said,
maybe 5 seasons.
thank you, Geek. Great as always to you too. I'm glad you were here. It. I don't even want to like look at the clock and do the math, but I think it's like 4 in the morning for you. So enjoy your morning coffee or whatever you do at these hours. So it was cool that you joined us. And
Thank you,
Braxton
everybody.
with your
Yes,
commercials.
thank you, everybody, for joining us today. We had a lot of fun, and
Yes.
we'll try to do this again at the same time next Saturday.
10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Till next time, folks, live long and
And
prosper.
prosper.